Hi everyone. Today I wanted to share with you a really great, wonderful transformation testimonial that I have received from somebody that I was working with for nearly over 2 months. She has had the most amazing experience, and I really thought it best for me to share it with you in a video because I think you will get the gist when I share what she's written. It is very powerful. Um, a lot of you know and a lot of you understand that the issues that people come to people like me for are very personal, and many people don't want to share video testimonials or exactly what's been happening. But this lady's been kind enough to go into a lot of detail of what happened with her, and I thought it would be best for you to hear her story. And let me share actually like a case study how I have worked with her through her transformation and explain bits of RTT in between as well. So my client, just a warning before anybody listens, it's a trigger warning because a lot of what I'm going to say has to do with her having come in with issues of suicidal thoughts and mention of suicide. So if this is something that will disturb you, then I suggest do not watch the video. But if you are ready to hear what she had to say because it has a positive ending, then please stick with me. So my client, beautiful lady who's married, happily married, has two wonderful, beautiful children, 34 years of age, approached me for an RTT session initially with issues over her mental health. And I worked with her across 2 sessions over 2 months, and you'll see how it happened. She sent me this in writing, and you'll understand how she came to me before her sessions, what happened during her sessions, and then how she is now after her sessions. Just bearing in mind that English is her second language, and so her writing is sometimes a bit, you understand. So just bear with her. She was very brave and she did so well. So this is her, what she says as she came to me before RTT. At first, I should say, life has been preparing me for this transformation, I think, for many years. But it all started when I was having strong and severe anxiety and also many panic attacks during the day, even without any reason. After consulting doctors such as psychiatrists, the only thing that was given to me were medicines, and I took them for at least 4 months. After that, I had a year's break from all the pills, but after the panic attacks started again, and even stronger. I could not sleep at night because of the fear. I felt as if my body was going in the air, and I had an emptiness in my stomach. They were terrible moments. So I went back to the medicines again. Even during this time, even then, I was not really happy taking the pills. So after 5 months, I decided to get off them and to do my best on my own. During this time, mentally, I was not really okay because I had my mind going on and on during the day and night without stopping. I was thinking and controlling everything around me, and I could not relax. This was a period when the pandemic of COVID-19 came as well. So I was having all these issues and now was even feeling worse about everything. The anxiety increased even more. I could not even eat properly. Economically, we were really bad. We could not afford even getting to the end of the month without the help of my parents, and that too just for food. Negative thinking was going badly because during this time I started thinking about a previous relationship of mine many years ago where the person I was dating had died, killing himself. I always had a sense of guilt around that event, and even after 5 years of his death, here I am today. I have a beautiful family with my husband and 2 children. I was thinking everything that was really unhelpful. I began thinking as he did, that maybe the same things will happen to me or to the persons close to me, i.e. suicide. During the pandemic in our country, there were many people who could not cope or afford being affected with COVID-19, and they died killing themselves. I was going around thinking the same thing, but not speaking out loud to anyone, just seeing myself jumping from a building as they did. At that time, I think it was the worst period of my life. I could not make myself relax because of the fear and the voice inside my head that was telling me to go and take my life, or that the same thing will happen to me. So this was what then led me to contact Jasprit. I had tried meditations, affirmations, listening to every known person on the internet who could help me, but I did not have any good result. During this time, the only thing that gave me a strong feeling of life was praying to God and then the RTT sessions. So as you can see, she came to me in a very vulnerable state of mind. And this is what then happened during the RTT session with me. So after having my first session with Jasprit, I was in shock, I think, because I could not believe the powerful moment I had. It was really intense, crying and releasing so much from childhood. So just to give you context, she visited after the session about a week and a half later. She visited her ex-boyfriend's grave, and this is something that she hadn't done since he had died. In fact, she hadn't even attended his funeral, and she had this dread of what would happen when she would go to the grave to see him, because she carried all this guilt of not having done anything to help him. But when she did go to the grave and then she came out of it, she said to me afterwards that all the fear that she had thought or expected that would happen to her, nothing happened, and it was so peaceful and so relaxing in a way, relieving in a way, and she was absolutely fine after that. So she said all that anxiety I had about that issue, it was gone. And so she continues, it was a whole month and things were really shifting. This is after the session, the first session. Listening every day, even for 2 or 3 times a day, to the recording that Jasprit gave to me. At the end of the month, we had a talk together, and I decided that I really needed another session because the voice inside my head was still there. And even though it was not as strong as before, but it was still telling me silly things again around my presence here in life. For example, why are you doing your makeup as you will die or kill yourself? Things like that were making me feel bad again. So I had another session of RTT, and in this second session, Jasprit went to the root of the feeling, the root of this cause. She says she went to the root of this silly feeling of me, and I discovered something that had happened in my childhood that I did not even remember. So it was the thinking of a child who did not know a lot about life, but that thinking was still inside there of me. So what she did is actually she remembered in her second session, she came up with a scene. She remembered a scene in her life where she had witnessed someone in her street jumping off a building and lying in front of her. And she heard people around her saying really good things about this person, and that they could not believe that him being such a good person had done something like that. And so she as a child formed a belief that good people do these type of things when things are not going well. They succumb to this thing. And the interesting thing is she was only 6 at the time. And so she continues, just released this belief, and I can say that the second month was so good. I could not even think negatively, even though I was really used to doing that now. Now I was programmed more in thinking positively and listening to the recording just for once a day. My self-confidence was increasing, and I was letting things shift without controlling everything. My relationship with God was really so strong during this time, and knowing that we are protected and guided, as Jaspreet says, was really helpful. My relationship with my husband and my children was better than before, than ever. I felt love and joy even just seeing them, that I did not appreciate before. I was so grateful for everything around me. Now after RTT, this is after RTT and 2 months, this is what she says. Now after 2 intensive months, I can say that everything I experienced was good because it led me to more positive feelings and attitudes. Now I am confident and I can talk to myself or to my inner child inside when she is scared, with warmth and kindness. The RTT sessions helped me a lot to transform the way of thinking and knowing that everyone experiences a lot and negativity is a part of our life, but what we can do is become aware of it and just say, I let you go because I do not need you anymore. I think that I had an intention to really help myself to be a better person, and this is the first thing we should have, the intention to transform our life, and then everything will shift in the right place at the right moment. We do not need to rush or force things to happen. Just stay and be open to receive. She goes on to say about me, Jaspreet is a really kind person, so nice and gentle. At first, I was a little afraid of telling her everything because I was feeling ashamed, but she made me feel comfortable to tell her everything. I recommend her to everyone to check for solutions because sometimes we try, but we need someone to orient us in the right path, as Jaspreet did with me. I'm really grateful that God brought her to my path and let her help me with everything. The sessions, the recordings, the check-ins, talking, she was always there. Thank you, Jaspreet. Thank you to this beautiful client. So you can see it was a session that was 2 sessions that we did and work over 2 months. But now things have shifted, and the last I spoke to her, they are considering moving to another place, to another country, and she's looking forward to her life. So you can see RTT is powerful. It gets to those root causes. And no matter how you feel about the situation, you are not reliving what you have gone through. You review it, but you review it with an eye of an adult looking in to what the child or the former you was thinking, and you let that go. The other thing is you are always in control of what's happening in your sessions. So a lot of people have this understanding or misunderstanding, I'd say, that you can't control what's going on. You absolutely can. You are in charge. It is your session. You are dialoguing with your mind. So I hope this sheds some light on RTT, and I hope this gives people who are listening till now, thank you, some kind of hope that there is help. Please get in touch if you feel you need that help. I'm here.